Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video. In today's video we are going to be looking at a Sandariel team, but she's not being the leader in this team. We're going to use Roynar as the leader, and as you can see there is no healer on this team. This team was brought to me by Tricks from Watchmen. It's an interesting team because it can do very well. It could do very well if one of Sandariel's abilities was buffed a little bit. Without the buff, the way it is now, the fights are very RNG. But she's a new hero. I'm going to show you can use her, but the chances of you winning are pretty low. Hopefully, Playcourt watches this video and encourages them to change her, but we'll show you what can be changed on her and what is the RNG of the fight and how it affects you in battle. So going into battle, everything depends on you applying the speed buff with Shining Humming, which has a 20% chance of landing. Even landing this, you still have the chance of losing. That's how underwhelming this champion is. She needs to become more versatile. This is the most effective team I have found, and I didn't even find this. This was brought to me by someone else, but we are going to do it. As you can see, it didn't land. I'm going to pause the video and come back when I am able to apply that buff because it only has a 20% chance of landing. Okay, so we are back. I've finally got the buff to apply. It's really not even worth running this team, but I wanted to show that, with a bit of change, she could become usable because at the moment she's not. She's really not. So we are going to go ahead and use Monkey Rage against Roynar and get some damage out there. We do want to take out Roynar, and obviously with the Sooner being on the team, she does help on getting rid of the buffs, the dodge buffs that Sacrif does apply. We're going to freeze. That is another part of the win condition. I mean, I found that if I can't freeze the Sacrif and essentially if I don't freeze Tyros, Sacrif, or Magnus, this battle can fall apart quite quickly. We're going to use Blockade by Roynar, get some damage out there, and then we are going to... Do we want to AoE? No, we're going to use single target Staff Strike on Roynar, nearly take him out, and we're going to follow up with the AoE from Urbis because we are forced to attack Magnus at this point, and using Sun Spear on him is going to lose us the crit, 100% crit chance we have because we can't crit Magnus at all. So we're going to use the AoE and get the crit on all the enemies except for the Magnus. We're going to taunt. We're going to taunt with Sooner, get rid of the taunt on Magnus, and then we're going to focus a bit of damage on the enemy Sacrif. Hopefully we can take her out, and this should be enough to kill her. Beautiful. I mean, this is a very rare occasion. Normally the battle does not play out this well at all. So we're going to use Sun Spear now. Going to hide Sooner again, and we're just going to focus Magnus until we can take him out of the fight. We're going to freeze the enemy. If you can play it so you freeze the Tyros before you kill him, beautiful, that's awesome. It's very hard to get that condition in motion though in the actual battle. As you can see, Magnus is just going to be a big pain in your ass this whole fight. We are probably going to lose. Yep, rock there, that's okay, understandable. Can we take out? No, we can't. I am going to try and take out champions along the way if the Magnus doesn't have his taunt out. Tyros and Artist are pretty low on HP, so are my champions as well. We AoE still am not able to take out Artist there, but we should be able to take him out now. Beautiful. And then we are going to take out... Still not. Okay, the passive comes out, and that takes out another character. We lose Roynar, and we're just going to attack. I'm not going to worry buffing my champions at this point. We're just going to take out Magnus, and we win the battle with 1 star. Like I said, it's not even a neat battle. There's so many things going against you just because it's the Artist squad. And, you are going up against a lot. But, I mean, to be able to beat them at all is good enough. As you know, we are at a disadvantage as well. We don't have a healer on the tank. There's a pure damage build as well. But, I mean, for a champion who is as hard to get as Sandariel, it's pretty insane that a win condition is based on such a small percentage. A champion like her should be usable straight out of the gates, like Balthazar. Balthazar has a very grindy event, very similar to Sandariel, and when he was released, he was an amazing champion. He still is an amazing champion. Sandariel, on the other hand, I mean, I have tested so many things. I have not found a proper use for her, not in the sense that it can affect the meta in any way. I mean, I'm sure she could go ahead and beat a demon team, but at the moment, this is it. This is what we're looking at. Maybe there is a build out there we have not discovered yet, but at the moment, it is not looking. It's not looking promising. We will try one more team to fight. I haven't even tried this myself yet, but we'll see what we can come out with. Okay, so in this battle, I went ahead and just got the speed buff out before I started recording, just to save a lot of time, because the speed buff is just such a nuisance to get up. But we'll see what we can achieve now that we do have it up. We are going to go ahead and try and take out Soothsayer first. Just get rid of the bomb altogether. So we're going to focus everything on her. Just do single target damage. We're going to hide. We're going to freeze. Beautiful. This battle essentially depends on you freezing the enemy rock. If you can't freeze the enemy rock, then they're most likely going to get the bomb out, which is going to do a lot of damage. So we're going to use blockade now. The aim of the game is to just take out Soothsayer and eliminate the eliminate the stun, the bomb altogether. With her gone, she cannot bomb. Doesn't matter how many buffs or debuffs the enemy gets out. But we are going to go ahead and we're going to go and take out. Oh, we've got the guaranteed crit, so we are going to go ahead and use Urbis and do as much damage on the enemy as possible and take out the other 3 targets. I mean, this team it's beautiful when it works. It's wonderful when it works. So we are just going to go ahead and attack. Awesome. Cool. We take out the team, and a part of the beauty of this team as well is it has the Roynar lead, which has the chance of locking down enemy healers and casters, which that is a heavy healer and caster team. So you've got that going for you as well. I have a feeling this team wouldn't do so well against barbarians, but I haven't tested it, so wouldn't know. I mean, the team isn't unbeatable. I'm sure there'd be teams out there that could beat this, but it just goes to show with a champion that if they were tweaked a slightly bit, could become very competitive very fast. There's no reason why she can't be competitive. No reason at all. She should be. She's grindy. She's a hard hero to get. There's a lot behind her. And she, above all else, she's a boss. She's a boss rank character. Her presence in a battle should be noticeable. Anyway, we'll go over, look at the battle of what happens if you do not apply the speed buff and how quickly it just falls apart. So going into battle, Sandariel will get the first turn, and she goes before Tyros, this is why she would become viable with the buff of this ability. So we are going to use Shining Harmony, and we'll see it does not apply the speed buff. And this is perfect, because now you get to see how everything falls apart. Wukong goes next. We are going to attack Roynar, try and get him out of the picture. And now we are going to hide, and then the spin will come out, and this is where everything falls apart. Because now, once Tyros spins, you are pretty much done for. What are you going to do past this point? All the barriers have been applied. We have no healer. Even with a healer, you're still going to lose the battle. There's nothing we can do at this point to secure the win. We may be able to take out Roynar there. We don't because of Sakrev's buff. And at this point, we're forced to attack Magnus. Like, it really does not matter what we do at this point. We do the AoE. We can't take out Roynar because Magnus is... we do. Well, no, we dodged there. Good. As you can see, even if we could take out Roynar, the team falls apart. We buff, and I'll put it on all. There's nothing more to see. So yeah, this is what happens when the buff, which, you know, isn't a super powerful ability either. Compared to other abilities in the game, that ability isn't going to game break anything. It's not going to force this team to become the strongest team in the game, but it's going to make her viable. So that's why the ability needs a buff. I mean, she's the boss of the Wild Elves. She needs to be viable in some way, especially with the conditions around getting her, the fact that she has her own tournament bracket. She needs to be made viable in some way. Maybe she will become viable with the release of more Wild Elves, but there aren't many left to release. I think there's the Rogue and the range damager and the healer, maybe, but I mean, there's enough Wild Elves already out that if she's not viable yet, I mean, how beneficial could more Wild Elves be? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.